Hel- Hello, beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. And what a beautiful day. I'll tell you, a lot of people love days like this because it's kind of funny. Where did the wind go? But it has been breezy all morning. Yesterday, it rained most of the day. And I tell you what, it can be challenging in my situation to have a rainy day. But man, Starlight loves seeing storms. I am like a storm watcher. I love thick clouds and I love lightning. I love hearing the thunder and bolts and all that stuff. I it scares me and I love it so much. I don't know why. But anyway, and this morning has been breezy, but it's a beautiful morning to start off, and it's almost noontime right now. So anyway, I love you all, and I hope you're making time to get out in nature somewhere like Starlight is and put all the excuses away. We all have them. Like, I have an armpit, we all have armpits, and some stinkier than others. But anyway, I love you all, and if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome. And you could join me on my YouTube channel, and that is on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could give my videos a thumbs up, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, a bug. I ate one the other day, so Starlight's like, I got my protein in. You can also leave me a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. And sorry about the car background here. And you could share my videos with your family or friends. How about a bug? Have you ever swallowed a bug and it gets stuck in your throat? Yeah, you got to get water, flush it down. And besides a bug, a ladybug, a bug and a ladybug. And you can check out my playlist. Plus, if you ever want to share a video of your animals, a pet, a dog, a cat, a rat, I don't know what kind of animal. You got butterflies. I've heard some people, they got butterflies, that they help out, and that's amazing. But if you got a pet and you'd love to share it on my YouTube channel, Starlight would love to put that on my YouTube channel. I love animals. I love a lot of bugs. Cockroaches we can do without, flies, mosquitoes, those kind of bugs. We're good about those. But anyway, if you want to share a bug, you can, and you can send it on my Instagram on 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So, and I just want to say a big, huge thank you to all of you. I have met some of you have helped me along on this journey. I appreciate all of you who have been there and helping and loving, supporting Starlight, and thank you all. If I met you in person and you did help me, God will bless you in a great and mighty way. And those who didn't, well, you reap what you sow. So anyway, I love you so much. And also, if anybody would like to send some love, Starlight would appreciate it, and you can do that on my Cash App, and that will be on this YouTube video here. If any of you would like to send Starlight some love, you can do that. Now, today we're getting into the story. Wham! There we are. We are here today. Today's topic, I hear people, they're thinking about stuff. They're thinking about their future. They're thinking, where do I want to see myself? What do I want to do? Do I like where I am? Is it really worth it all? And that is about, are you thinking about getting off the grid? Like getting out in the wilderness, going out somewhere, and maybe, like you think about it, how much money you would save, if you didn't have so much to pay for, and what kind of life, Starlight's fantasy world, my whole life was to live, at a certain time throughout my life. My dream was to live off the land. My dream was to really get out in nature. I love nature so much that, it's crazy that God has got me out here, and this is not how I thought it was going to be. But, I meet a lot of people that really, what they want? They see what Starlight has, and they would like to do that themselves. They like to know what it's like to, you wouldn't even have to pay for rent. I do want to inspire somebody, a family of mine, and But there's a lot of things that come with that. Starlight, I love to camp. And it's great because later on in life, especially if you're a light worker or chosen one, is that we're going to unite, with other like-minded people and come together. And I'll tell you what, the happiest moments that I have in my life is being out in nature. Those are the happiest moments. When I started this journey out here with God, I have to say, in the beginning, when I had my own apartment and I had to let go of things, God was doing this. It wasn't Starlight doing this. A lot of people might not understand that. But you know what? At first, yeah, it was painful because I worked so hard to get everything that I had in my apartment. But you know what? As time has gone on, I don't miss those things anymore because I am enjoying what God is teaching me out here. And, there's people that, like I said the other day, I made a video about, are you envying other people? Are you envious of other people? And I have people that are envious of Starlight. They worded it, are like, you know what? I am like, and it's blown away because that person that said that, they probably are wondering, how the blank did you do that, So how did you do that, Starlight? How did you, I see what you're doing. And I want to do that. I want to be where you are, but how did you do that? Is like I said, when I was younger, when I lived, by myself, I couldn't find anybody to go camping with. Starlight loves to go camping. I had a hard time anytime that I went camping is to, I realized, oh my, I can't do this forever because I had this apartment to pay for. I had bills to pay for. I had a job to go back to. My vacations weren't very long, believe me. I might have took a Friday off and took a Monday off. And, because having your own cleaning business, it wasn't like I was getting paid to go on vacation. But you know what? That, taking that Friday off and taking that Monday off, it gave me Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and back to work on Tuesday. So, through the whole week, I got prepared, got all my stuff packed, got it all ready, and then bam, it was in the car, on Friday morning, heading out, driving somewhere. And you know what? I had a hard time wanting to go back to my apartment. All the responsibilities, the things that were, really, it was the best time ever out in nature. And did I go with anybody? No. I have had my dog with me before, which was a blessing to have my dog. It was amazing. We had a fun time together, but I've gone out without my dog, completely by myself, out in nature somewhere out in New York. And it was one of my favorite places because it was free camping. Number one, I didn't have to pay anything for the camping. And what I loved is there was a stream of water and I was able to freshen up and clean up. And I'll tell you what, those were the greatest times in my life ever, right there. But there's people that desire those things in life, but they're afraid to let go. They're afraid to let go of material possessions. They're afraid to let go of the comfort of laying on the bed and having hot water. And not that you actually have to start off like getting right out. You can wean yourself to that point. Is I want to inspire other people to, sell everything that you have, give it away, do whatever you have to do. Figure out some kind of, there's people that get a motorhome, is to sell all that, get rid of it all. And there's ways that you can make it all happen. It's just that, are you willing and able to let go of those material value, those material possessions that you own? Are you willing to let go? And you want a deeper relationship with God? Do you want to have a deeper connection with God? I'll tell you what, that's the way to go right there. Letting it all go, knowing that God's going to take care of you. And, you're going to be blessed in so many ways. You won't be tied to going back. There's some people, they don't have to do this, that you can make it happen. There's ways of doing things, creating things and all this stuff. But, it is wise to, for people out there that want to get off grid or at least get out of their houses, there's a lot of people that I've met on this journey. I am mind blown, People say it's they act like it's a bad thing for people living in their cars. You know what? It's amazing the kind of men or women. I met more men on this journey that live in their car than women. It takes a bold step. It does. It takes a lot of bravery to do this as a female more than a man. I am actually more braver than some of the men that I met, where my windows are wide open, at nighttime. Of course, the doors are locked. Ain't that funny? The doors are locked, but the windows are open. And where I sleep at night, I need the windows open because my AC doesn't work. But there's men, they had their AC working on the car. They actually fixed their car up where they could, they took the whole passenger seat right out and actually made a bed on the one side. And what they did is, it's amazing. They work at a company and they live in their car. All you got to do is go to a place where they do a gym, and they pay for the membership for a gym. They get to go and use any of the exercise equipment, and then they can have a shower there. And there's other ways of going around it, like even a truck stop, to use a truck stop shower, and pay $20 for the shower. Or it would be cheaper to just do a membership at a gym where you have your shower. You can still have your shower. Starlight thought that, is that I would love to be back, into a house with a bathtub and all that stuff. Sorry about this background noise. But really, you can go wherever you want to go. You want to travel the world, you can travel the world. So, and you can save your money, you can use your money and still be able to enjoy life, go out, and eat dinner. And you would save a lot of money, and it would be, a less headache of spending all that extra money, just to have a place to live. And camping out is I'll tell you what, it is, if you really are going to want to get used to going out and learning how to start a fire. Starlight knows a lot about camping, and it is beautiful. You don't have to do it all the time, but when the weather is great and you want to travel around the world, you can just go out and find a camping site where they have showers, and really let go of thinking that you got to have all these material stuff, because Starlight would love to be in a relationship with a man that would like to let go, of material stuff and just be so free. I love what God has done with me, and it does have its challenging moments in this situation where I am. But there's people that have income, and it wouldn't be that challenging, but they would get a closer relationship with God because they were willing to let go of those possessions that they're holding so tight on, and just to trust that everything is going to be wonderful. God, you're going to have your challenges, you're going to have these things, but you know what? It will make you stronger, and you'll be already a step ahead of everyone else as far as, when the shit hits the fan out in the world, is, letting go of, spending so much time, you could go and find somewhere that doesn't have any Wi-Fi connection, but then you know what, when you want to get Wi-Fi, you just go and get to the Wi-Fi area and then do all your stuff. There's people that have money that they can just rent out a space, do their stuff, and it wouldn't, at a period of time, is that you just got to think how you can do it to make it work, because there's people out there that would love to do this. But what are they afraid of? What are they afraid to let go of? It's the unknown. It's facing the unknown. I know people right now, they would love to be in my situation. They love camping. They love the outdoors. No doubt about it. But they got people that are holding them back. They're like, there's grandkids involved. There's family involved, and They're not willing to let that go, not realizing there's other ways. You could, wean off your family for a bit, get alone with yourself. And that would even, there would be no fighting over any material stuff, because there wouldn't be any material stuff to fight over. It would be like, hey, I'm living the dream. I'm living a life about being out in nature all the time, especially like in the weather that is beautiful, is to, and you could pick up your tent and go somewhere else. There's ways of doing that. And so some of you are thinking about doing that, and Starlight's here inspiring you. That would be a dream of mine, really, is to not to have all the material stuff to hold us back from really what God actually could do in our life when we learn to let go of all of it. And because this is how this world is to buy, things that we really don't need. And it's very easy, to when you have money, like when I did have money, when I was living in my apartment, I was buying stuff, throwing it in the cart, and it's amazing how I felt, at that time. But God took it all away. God took all of that away. I donated so much of that. I gave it. I sold some of it, and it felt good to donate it, because I donated to kids. It was art supplies and all kinds of goodies for those kids so they can enjoy it. But if you want to let go, then you got to really, really look at your life right now. How bad do you want it? Do you really want it? Or, are you just talking about it, Because I do know people, they want it, but they're letting people hold them back. They're letting things hold them back. They're like, you know what? I know people that are working all the time. When they're not working, they're doing like almost 60 hours of work. Then when they get done working, guess what they're doing? They're working on their house. It doesn't give them a whole lot of time to actually spend and enjoy life when all the time they're working. Those houses, people want a house. I want to own my own house. I want to own my own land. But those could be traps to hold you back, where now you can't go anywhere because you're like, I got all these responsibilities, Starlight. You don't understand, Starlight. I got to take care of the house. Well, if you didn't have the house, you wouldn't even have to take care of it. But are you willing to let go? Are you willing to rough it out? Are you willing to, really go for those things that you would feel, your future self would thank you for, because you would feel the freedom that I feel today. It feels amazing to be out here and to be doing what God has got me to do, and it's gotten me to be closer to God and being grateful for running water and all this stuff. But not just anybody can do this. And if you're a person that really desires to do this, is not everybody's going to be able to go with you. You got to be able to sacrifice things to be able to do this, because Starlight would love to, be with a person like that would love to at least to experience that and know what it feels like, and, just to experience life the way it was a long time ago, is to live off the land. And that was a dream that Starlight had, most of her life, is to find a man like that to be able to live off the land, go camping. I love camping. I know a lot of stuff about camping, and it's a wonderful thing to experience. If you have not experienced what it's like camping, I'm really telling you, you're really gonna want to experience that. Learn how to, there's a lot of videos out there to how to start a fire. Starlight is a good fire starter. No freaking kidding. I love bonfires like no tomorrow. I wouldn't even mind asking God to bless me in a situation like that now out here, is to be able to go at a campsite somewhere. And, I don't have a tent, but I can car camp and start a fire. Starlight loves fire. So, yeah, Starlight loves starting fires, and I'm good at putting them out when I need to. So, your future self would thank you, and you'd be amazed of what the universe would bless you with by just letting go of things, and you all that money that you put out on all this stuff, and all these things, you can actually have that, like I would love to inspire somebody, but there, that's why it's so important not to get stuck in all the material stuff, People get stuck. They let all this stuff hold them back when they really, you know, they're missing out on their family time because of stuff, because of things. I got this house. Now I'm always repairing it. I'm always like, now, you know, oh, I'm not happy with the way this looks. Now I got to start all over again. Go out to the lumber company. Go get more stuff, more supplies, costing more money. And then all that time, you know, they're wasting their life away just building that house. When later on in the future, that house might not even be there anymore. You know, the way the society is, the way reality is with, you know, like if there's pandemics or even AI taking over, is that could all be gone, you know. And it's not about saying, hey, look at what I have. Hey, look at, I own this and I own this and I have all this money. You know, is to find people that can love you without your money. That is what you want to really do, is find people that would love you just the way you are without all your material values and all your things that you own, is to find somebody that would love you even out in the heart of nature and love you for just who you are. Not what you have, not how much money you have, but who you are as a human being. And you will be more blessed than you can ever imagine by being free from all the responsibilities that a lot of people put themselves under, because that's the way society has taught us to be, to go for that dream house, to go for that vehicle, that job, when a lot of that stuff could really be holding you back and be keeping you a slave to all those things that you own, you know, and the responsibilities that come with it. So I love you so much, is really think twice of really how you want to see your future. Starlight is a queen and she's taken her power back, but you know what, that doesn't mean that I have to live in the castle. You know, I am happy out in nature, you know, with the animals and the plants and the streams of water or the ocean. You know, that's where I'm happy. That's where I get my peace. I am the happiest that I've ever been in my life because of this experience, and because of course I have a twin flame out there somewhere out in the world out here, is that keeps me happy. I could care less about being in a house anymore, or, you know, having a bathtub, because I get more fulfillment out of where I am now with God and learning what God has taught me on this journey, finding out more about myself, finding out more about nature, and being more grateful for the things that I have right here. So anyway, you can make that happen, but how long are you going to think about it? Is it something that you want, or something that you're just like, that talk is cheap. It's people that step up and take action and do those things. You know, people, they have all the excuses why they can't go and be and do what they want to do. You know, there's people that I know that want to travel the world. There's some people I know that are already doing that. But wouldn't it be great to be able to just let go and unite with other people around the world, and, you know, you don't have any responsibilities to go back to, you know, because you are there in the moment. You're there. You don't have to go fly back somewhere. You don't have to travel back to somewhere, you know, to go back to where you live. Your earth is your home. So, you know, you can enjoy life and really unite with people that you would love to meet with and unite with, without having to worry about the time, how long you can stay, how long are you going to be there, where you can just let it all go and just do, you know, where God would love to have you is out in nature and connect with like-minded people all around the world. Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing, is to let go of it all and let God be the driver of your life? So I love you so much. You know what? It's all a mindset. It's letting go of that fear of, you know, of always having, and knowing what it's like to go without and go within and get out in nature. I love you so much. This is Starlight. You can give this video a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can leave me a message down below, beep, beep, beep. And you could share my videos with your family, your friends. Bears, yes, there's going to be bears out there. Don't worry, Starlight will protect you. And Tigers? Yes, they're out there somewhere. Don't worry, Starlight's got this. Starlight will help you through all that. So I love you. Don't be afraid. Let love guide you, not fear. I love you so much, and I know you would be you would be extremely happy if you just let go of the things that are holding you back, and that is the material stuff, the responsibilities that is locking you in the matrix. You could be free by letting it all go and just be where Mother Gaia is, planet Earth. I love you so much. You can also check out my playlist and find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, doing the Starlight. I love you all. You don't know what you're missing until you're here with me, you know, out here in nature. I love you all. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.